can't believe the words that are about to come out of my mouth, but not only is Electro reportedly returning for Daredevil Born Again, but we also might have just gotten official confirmation that Charlie Cox's Daredevil will appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I got something to say. I'm not seeking penance for what I've done, neighbors. I'm asking forgiveness for what I'm about to do because this shit means something to me. But I think we ain't done yet, because not only am I going to be giving you guys everything we know about Born Again Season 2, like some crazy casting announcements and cameos, but where I think they're ultimately taking Daredevil for the future of the MCU. They got me feeling like Wilson Fisk in this bitch, because I find that a primal scream is the best way to release your emotion. Mine! And y'all know me, if I start seeing some dots in the sky, I'm going to make them connect because I got a brain blast. And either way, me and you know what we got to do. We got to talk about it. And boom! You looking for this? According to industry insider Daniel RPK, Electro will reportedly be returning for Daredevil Born Again. Not that one. We don't do that here. Now, the interesting thing to note here is it's unclear if it's going to be in Season 2 of Born Again or Season 3. Which, by the way, in case you haven't heard, we're getting a Season 3 of Born Again. And if I had to guess, I feel like it'll probably be a tease at the end of Season 2 that leads into a big arc for Season 3. But the other interesting thing is it's not clear if Elodie Young will be reprising her role as Electra Nachios. Now, there are a couple of ways that they could handle this situation, and that's by just completely retconning all of the Electra enhanced stuff if they don't want to bring Elodie Young back, or they can continue on by bringing her back to life again, even though she died twice already. I've always felt like they kind of fumbled the hand stuff, especially in Season 2. Like, it just didn't hit as hard as it should have, even in the Defenders, and they didn't really explore the lore that much of, you know, the hand and the beast and all that shit. Now I'm curious if Season 3 of Born Again is going to be the Shadowland event or some type of amalgamation of the Shadowland event, where Matt, trying to infiltrate the hand and the beast, gets possessed by the beast and not only ends up killing Bullseye, but he ends up having to fight all of the Defenders. And honestly, I like the Shadowland event. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think it's fine. But I really want them to tackle more interesting storylines and aspects of Matt Murdock's Daredevil, because there's a bunch of different storylines they can still adapt or try to readapt. I want this series to really challenge Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox's acting range. Just give him more interesting and compelling narratives to really chew on. I think diving deeper into the psyche of Matt Murdock and seeing what he does as this ruthless entity, the Beast, takes control of his body, similar to how Electro was in the Defender show, would be an interesting way to tackle his psyche. I want to see how he tackles the morality of killing someone on accident, or being controlled by the Beast and subconsciously killing someone who killed your best friend, at least in the context of the MCU, would be an interesting way to tackle struggle within his rage, because he likes that shit. Hell, he loves it. But he's also a very religious individual, and when they come head to head, I think those are the most interesting aspects of Daredevil. Or maybe they tackle something similar to the Chip Zdarsky run, where Daredevil accidentally kills someone and pleads guilty in court. Like, this could hold, like, just imagine Charlie Cox doing something similar to this, because he just feels this immense amount of guilt as a Catholic. I just feel like that's the logical next step with how many hints and teases we've gotten about it, especially with Punisher saying, "You're one bad day away from being me." And with Matt in prison, we get Electra as Daredevil. I personally like the Electra as Daredevil run, especially Daredevil Unleash Hell, which could be a way for us to get back the proper interpretation of Muse, where he becomes a literal demon, while Matt sees just how corrupt the system really is from the inside, similar to how the Punisher was in the prison in Season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix. This entire run is absolutely incredible, and he at one point he loses his memories, becomes amnesic, but that's when Electra tries to restore his memories, but sees how content and happy he is with his life being a priest. But again, he's always meant to be Daredevil, and the cycle repeats itself when he sees someone getting beat up in the alley, and he's like, nah, I gotta do something about it. And obviously the ultimate end game would be him finally confronting the Beast by going to hell itself and becoming the hand of God. Each step he takes burns the red costume off into this beautiful white one, as we tackle into the more supernatural and religious elements of Daredevil. Like, could you imagine Daredevil actually seeing hell itself, heaven itself, tapping into a strength that would level him up to be able to go toe to toe with anyone in the MCU as the hand of God? I mean, all the casuals exposed themselves when they said, I ain't never seen Daredevil move like this. Read some books, because this right here, it's fire. But regardless, I'm juiced that we're getting Electric back, because like I said, that most likely means we're getting the return of the hand. I'm hoping it's Elodie Young, but if it's not, who would you want cast in a role? And do you think they should keep everything that happened in the previous seasons canon or not? I'm 50-50 on it. But let's go ahead and move on with Daredevil potentially making an appearance in Brand New Day. By the way, shout out to Venomology for this artwork. Follow them for more incredible artwork. But there's been so many damn hints and teases. Daredevil could potentially be making an appearance in Brand New Day. But now we got this exclusive from Nuke the Fridge, which, you know, take this with a grain of salt because it's the first time I'm ever seeing this person. But they said that a source casually told them that Charlie Cox was heading over there to film Spider-Man. Now, on the surface, I was like, all right, this kind of sounds like some bullshit. But what adds more fuel to the fire of this is the fact that Charlie Cox canceled his appearance at SpaceCon in San Antonio due to scheduling conflicts. What could Charlie Cox be up to during this time? What else is currently filming? Yeah, brother, there ain't a doubt in my mind that that man is not appearing in Brand New Day. He's gonna show up some way, somehow, probably in a small little cameo if I had to guess. So while it won't full on be a team up, it will be nice just to see both of the dudes suits in red, bantering back and forth for a little bit, before we get him in a full-on team-up with them too. If I had to guess, he probably shows up to recruit both Punisher and Spider-Man for his army against Fisk. But the signs have always been there. You already knew we were gonna get this team up some way, somehow. They already had Matt Murdock cameo in No Way Home when he's told Spider-Man, I'm not only gonna beat the mass murderer and Mysterio allegations, but I'm gonna catch a brick for you, daddy. Plus, everybody and their mama are craving this team-up, especially after their interaction in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man when Spider-Man got packed the fuck up. And I say this time and time again, but it's just one of my favorite team-ups and dynamics in comics history. And it's quite literally two of my top 3 favorite Marvel characters in general. Like, this shit right here means more to me than whatever the hell they're doing in the Avengers movies. But it's so dope because not only are we finally getting a team up between Spider-Man, Punisher, and Daredevil, but it's most likely going to be leading into a Defenders type event for Daredevil Born Again on TV, which I need more than air. And what really tipped me off to the fact that I thought Daredevil was going to appear in Brand New Day was when we started getting rumors that a bunch of fucking villains were going to be cameoing, like fucking Ramrod, who I would classify more as a Daredevil villain. And as a matter of fact, Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Black Widow teamed up to stop him the first time. Plus, with the political climate of New York City and Fisk outlawing all vigilante, it would just feel like a fucking crime if they didn't have them interact in Brand New Day, setting the table for his army against Fisk's army. Is it too much to ask for Sam Chung to make his appearance in the MCU as Blind Spot? I know he's happy as hell that Muse is... Because if you know, you know. Muse really made this brother live up to his name. I mean, we already even got a little preview of it thanks to this fan photo at LA Comic-Con with a picture that features Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil. Sadly, someone that I think is staying dead is Foggy. No, Foggy, don't go to the light. They took him from me, Carmine. That was today. As insiders aren't the only ones reporting this, Eldon Henson himself said that, nah, I'm not coming back. I'm done. But let's go ahead and talk about everything that we know is happening in Season 2, and I'm telling you right now, it's really gonna blow your mind. Another big piece of news was the casting of Matthew Lillard in Season 2. And this one's really interesting because Matthew Lillard has played a variety of characters, so narrowing down who he's playing is kind of hard. Hey, yo, obviously everyone in the Scream franchise loves him as Stu Macher, the goat face. But like Zoinks, he was also great as Shaggy. This shit really means something to me. Side note, but we now got 2 actors from the live-action Scooby-Doo in the MCU. Only 2 left to go. But I actually have some theories on who he could be playing. Option 1, give me Stiltman. Fuck it, give it to. We saw my man Melvin was working on it. Say what you want. For the most part, he's played off as a joke. Don't forget he's become somewhat of a demon in recent Daredevil comics. But I don't think he's gonna be Stiltman. A really fun idea would have him being the son of Owlsley, so we can have the actual owl show up in this series with that Disney Plus money. But who I really want him to play is Mr. Fear. It's right there. Dog, a Mr. Fear in Season 2 would be fire. To make a long story short, essentially Marvel's version of Scarecrow. So you got the embodiment of fear itself versus the man without fear. Come on, dog. You already know Matthew Lillard would eat this shit up. He would eat what up? And I know he started off as a Spider-Man villain, but he's basically more of a Daredevil villain now. But I mean, shit, Daredevil and Spider-Man be passing around these villains like some slut. But moving along, we also got set photos of Charlie Cox and Deborah Ann Wool. But why is Karen possibly wearing a wig? And why is Matt dressed like he's about to grab a news reporter's microphone and say, well, it's because they're on the run together, hiding their identities. Because we also got this set photo of a poster that just says Fisk, making New York City safe. 555, no masks. But this is about to have huge ramifications across the wider MCU at large. Think of it as a smaller scale Sokovia Accords, or a street level Sokovia Accords if you will. But who could possibly be a part of this team that Matt's trying to assemble? Say no more, I can almost all but guarantee that the Netflix Defenders will return. Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Because before we got the Endgame's portal scene, this was my Endgame's portal scene for TV. And given the political climate and the state of Daredevil Born Again with Wilson Fisk outlawing vigilantism, you already know it was bound to happen for us to see the Defenders again. And there's still so much story to tell for everyone. You got Luke Cage, who now owns Harlem's Paradise. It's all good, baby. I'm praying and hoping that him and Jessica are married just like they are in the comics, because it's personally one of my favorite relationships. You just gotta wonder how many beds they've been through. Even though that man Dr. Umar is probably looking at Luke Cage like, really? Either way, I love them. That would be a great dynamic to recontinue into this universe, but also continue on the upward trajectory of Iron Fist. Season 2 was a massive improvement on Season 1, which a lot of us honestly don't like. Season 2 left them off in a perfect place to uplift both Danny Rand and Colleen Wing. And listen, I'm all about whatever gets us more Jessica Henwick in the MCU. Because that's my Iron Fist. Hopefully that leads into a Heroes for Hire special presentation, because I would need that more than air. But this affects a lot more heroes than you even realize. You could probably count Echo on that team too, Misty, definitely Colleen Wing. And after the events of episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again, you can bet your ass we're getting Ava Ayala soon. She's gonna want to get that lick back for her brother, and I can't wait. So yes, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is literally this panel. But regardless, that's all the new news and updates we got about Brand New Day, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 and 3. Let me know what you think about all of this news, my thoughts, theories, and opinions down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.